Live stream. Go.
All right, you have 3 screens. I was like, what the fuck are you looking at, man?
I'm just at my window. Where
Where
are we streaming at it today? Hold on.
Hold on. What are they telling us?
Still Atlanta, Georgia. Coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia.
Coming to you
It's
loud
the
and live.
hardest part of the podcast.
It's figuring out where we're actually gonna be broadcasting from.
Yeah, every time we have to make the trip. That's why it was late. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of this thing we call a podcast on another podcast. It is episode 4.
4, yeah.
Title being, what episode is this? AKA Lazy Sundays. Because it is such a non-day. You know what I mean? Like, as I was like thinking about things that we could talk about, topics that could be coming up within a couple of, it's just a very, after the sheer onslaught at the beginning of this year of just back-to-back craziness, we're finally in that lull. We're finally in that, it's all good. It's all, we can have a breather, we can relax, and we can get back to actually playing the fucking video games as opposed to talking about all the miserable things that affect them.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
trying
I
to...
can get back to making more money so that I can buy more video games later.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. We're being joined today by the way, I'm Phil. This is Max. Hey, Max.
I'm Max.
This is Max.
That's Phil.
See,
I'm Phil. This is Max.
We're being joined by the monotone thought that is Austin. Austin.
Yeah, hello.
Hi there. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm screaming right now.
Are you screaming? Are you screaming? Okay. Oh, God bless. Oh man, it is one of those beautiful Florida days. And have you actually had the chance to step outside?
I have. I stepped out. I went out last night in like shorts and a tank top, and
Same, and it was a terrible fucking idea, wasn't it?
Freaked out. This state is the worst when it comes to just unpredictable weather.
Well, it's not, global warming's not real. Don't let the proletariat tell you otherwise.
Yeah, could you imagine if it was?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
It can't be. It's impossible.
But for whatever reason, over here in at least in Central Florida, we had a cold front, I guess, moving from somewhere, and it feels great.
Breezy,
outside.
nice.
Very breezy, very nice, and we're spending it sitting in a very dark and not dingy. It's a very nice and cozy apartment, but it's very dark. Oh,
bam, lamp.
Oh, now let there be fucking light, buddy.
There you go, listeners. That one's for you.
Good job. Hey, thanks very much.
But if we don't sit inside and talk about video games, then who will, Phil?
Oh, God, I don't even know. We're the only bastion of, like, the last known people who are actually going to be talking about video games for as long as I know. It's the worst.
Truly the worst timeline still.
Hey, man. You want to introduce a new segment you've been wanting to throw around? What you been doing?
All right, so we have decided to go with the name Hipsters on Purpose, a joke that will probably run its course within the next couple of weeks. So in order to keep that name meaning something, we are going to go over what are we listening to, what are we watching, and what are we playing to track how obscure our tastes go over time.
All right, cool. I got something for this. Let me turn off my my sound. So, incoming Super Best Friends playthrough coming at you. Hold on real quick, and it's gone. All right, cool. I got it brought up.
You're gonna play it through the mic.
No, I'm not gonna play it through the mic.
Okay,
I'm bringing up the YouTube thing so I could take a look at, like, because basically how I look at it is like my musical taste is essentially defined by what videos I've liked in the past week.
Oh, okay.
Like, and it's always exceedingly stranger and stranger. So I like this segment idea a lot. I like it a lot.
Alrighty. Would you like to go first? Would you like me to go first? How do you want to do it?
Why don't we ask the guest to go first?
Austin, what have you been doing?
Which one? I'll start with playing, and I've been playing a lot, but I'll start with what I've recently beat, which was Persona 3.
Nice.
Really? Fast?
Yeah.
Or...
No, portable.
Oh, okay. So like the real version of the game,
the best battle system. Yeah.
Yeah, I found mods that let you that adds some stuff to Fez though. Let you control your teammates. There's still a lot of other quality of life issues with it, but I like that. But yeah, I've been playing portable. And
So now
what
that
was
you
the other
finished
one?
it, has it come around for you, or are you still kind of in the same boat you were earlier on?
Well, that's the thing is when I started Fez, I started realizing a couple of the issues that I was having, such as pacing, were more because it was portable. Like
Oh,
that, I was thinking coming through it with just portable, and especially after 4 and 5, the pacing of 3 was really off. And the way characters progress and everything. It just started at the beginning of Fez, and I see all sorts of details and pacing things that are actually there.
oh, okay.
It, so I really get the idea that portable is just
Hold
what
on.
taking that console version, putting it on mobile.
Hold on. We got chat telling us that the fucking podcast just got canceled half quick. For those in the local recording, I guess we're going to keep going. Tell us more about your Persona 3 experience while Max does some technical wizardry in the background.
Let's see. It was I see a lot of people that call 3 their favorite, and I don't know. I don't the best thing it has for me is its music. Its music is
I
great.
think one of the main reasons that that we always see like kind of mentality come back from Persona 3 is that it's the Final Fantasy VII syndrome, where it's like the first one you've ever played is going to be the best one you ever think it is. Like I still have people who come up to me and like Final Fantasy X is the best Final Fantasy that's ever been released, and I just want to smack them as hard as I possibly can in the fucking face. But you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I think in terms of general tone and plot and the nature, like it's the closest that Persona has been to what Persona was. So maybe for people who are coming from 1 and 2,
I can see
okay, sorry, there's a little background noise. Maybe people coming from 1 and 2 are still kind of like, oh, okay, well this makes sense. This is more in line with what I'm normally used to. And then Persona 4 and 5 go completely off the fucking rails. Like,
Yeah.
as much
And
as I
in their
love
own
4 and
directions,
5.
and like yeah, like they're going their own directions, but they're still fantastic games.
Oh yeah.
Overall, I love 5 more than the other ones, but there's still a lot to love about 4 and a bit to love about 3 to me.
I'm really hoping that they actually bite the bullet and decide that they're going to go ahead and come out with a Persona 5 Crimson or whatever they call it. I really want them to go back and release a better version of that game because it's already pretty fucking amazing. But anything that they would like to like add to it, I think that the
Yeah,
only
I don't know
reason...
what like I don't know if there were like any limitations put on it by putting it on PS3 as well. If there's anything they could add to it by being a PS4 only version.
Yeah, I know for one the game has no like HDR stuff, and I didn't play too much of it in 4K because I was mostly recording at the time, so obviously I can't. But it does kind of that general PS4 Pro upscaling. But seeing a true 4K with like full colors, it may make me go blind just from all the red and white. But I still want to give that a shot. So what was
beautiful
the other
game.
one you were playing?
Oh, I mean, otherwise I've been playing a ton of things. It would be really long list of things that are on my backlog.
Oh Jesus.
Um,
Yeah, my backlog's getting worse and worse as the days are going on. I was looking at that today, and I made the... See, what happens is the worst thing you can do is give a manic depressive a lot of money, and my job affords me the opportunity to do that. And what has essentially been happening is I'll get my money and go, I'm gonna save it, I gotta start saving, and I have like a situation I gotta start saving up for, and then they'll hit me with a, well, Square Enix actually has a publisher sale where like half the items are 80% off. By the way, you still have time to go buy Nier for like $20 or $30 if you haven't already. So
Did they
do
fix
that.
the Steam?
Oh no,
stuff?
it's still fucking broken. But like, if it's the only way you can play it, like suffer through, because it's fantastic. But you know,
were there PS4 Pro enhancements with it?
I don't remember hearing anything about.
Give me 1 second. I can
4K.
give you an answer. Oh, I put the reversible cover on it. Gosh darn it.
God damn it.
No.
Oh man.
No, there were not.
God,
Yeah, it's still worth playing.
Still worth playing.
Yeah, I wish chat would be a little bit more helpful when it comes to telling us whether or not we're on or not. Whatever.
This may be a Twitch issue.
This might.
That's
be a
the name
Twitch
of
issue.
the stream now. This may be a Twitch issue.
This may be a Twitch issue.
Oh, hey, it's
Twitch.
alive. Okay. I'm going to sit here from now on, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, that just seems. To
Glad
be...
I got that fucking couch.
I'm gonna buy you a lazy boy for Christmas. I'm just get you a nice little lazy
Just
boy.
put right here in front of the
Right
desk.
there. You're like, yeah, perfect. Never have to leave again. What about watching? What you watching?
What did I just finish? What did I? Oh, when the anime awards were coming up, I dipped into a bunch of anime that was nominated. So I watched My Hero Academia.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about it, honestly.
It's a shonen anime, man. It's apparently the best one in years, but it's a fucking shonen anime.
Yeah,
so
I
if
don't-
you're not-
Season
I guess-
1 is not super interesting at all. Season 2, the tournament arc is great. And then in the latter half of Season 2, it's got some really good moments.
Right.
But, like, it probably still wasn't the best show I watched last year. And there's definitely better girls and boys than characters in that show. But I think it's solid. But, again, to be held to such a high, like, regard, I don't know if it's quite up
Yeah,
there.
well, it's like, as you said, the best shonen thing in years. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that necessarily competes with it at the moment, I guess.
Well, Black Clover, but apparently Black Clover is fucking miserable. So.
My friend says it gets better. I don't trust him.
Yeah, how many anime?
They didn't switch
fucking-
out the voice actor,
How
so I'm
many
guessing
shows
not.
have I heard, like in anime, that's been like, no, but it gets better. Like, can I
JoJo.
just get? Can't we just have a Double Man
JoJo gets
Crybaby?
better for sure.
Well, yeah, no, JoJo definitely gets better, but JoJo's not bad though. It doesn't start off bad; it just starts off slow.
It does.
In
start off
comparison to like everything that like that series is about,
slow. Yeah.
it's a slow fucking start,
Yeah.
and that series goes to 11 real quick. Like just in the first one alone, like the whole Speedwagon thing is already fucking hilarious in and of itself. But like, I just want a Devilman Crybaby where it's like either if you give me a season, make it like an explosive start. Make it just so it's like, fuck, I'm in there. Like where can we go? You know what I mean? Like where, and then if it ended one season, sure. If you don't, hey man, I just want to like watch an anime and not have to wait an entire season to get to the good part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, finally,
So
what do you listen to? I don't think we've ever discussed musical taste ever.
Hip hop.
No shit.
It's mostly it. There was thing to come out that I was listening to was the Black Panther soundtrack.
Oh god, it's so fantastic.
Yeah,
oh,
it
man,
is.
it's so good. It's like easily one of the best parts of that movie is listening to. It's like, how did it take this long for hip hop producers to be like 16 count hi-hats and tribal drum beats? What the fuck? Why are we making trap mixes out of this? What are we doing?
pretty obvious.
It's like what the fuck, dude? It's such an amazing. God, it's so cool. And there's just
Yeah,
with the
it's
mix of orchestra. Oh,
yeah, it's the soundtrack's curated by Kendrick Lamar, and I love his shit. He's really good.
So would you say this is probably one of the first Marvel movies with an actual memorable soundtrack outside of Guardians?
yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
with 100% without a doubt. It is not just hero horns the whole time.
Hero Horns.
It is. That's what it's called. That's what I found out the other day.
It's a good name for it.
That's it. With it happens in like anime as well, where it's like Sawano. I forget what his full name. Hideyuki Sawano, the guy who does.
Sawano. Well,
he does.
I'm not
My
sick
Hero
of those,
Academia.
though.
He did Kill la Kill. He did Xenoblade Chronicles. He has a lot of those hard hero horns happen in the background, kind of like those hard MS sounds.
Those hard Microsoft sounds. They add to it. It's a lazy Sunday.
It's a
We didn't
lazy
even
Sunday.
check to make sure that wouldn't happen because we're being lazy.
Hey,
That's the
fuck
point
Fuck it,
of
man.
today.
I just imagine Austin sitting in a bubble bath, listening to Tech 9 at full blast. That's the mentality that I got coming into this whole conversation of listening to just pure white bread Austin be like, yeah, I'm into like the hardest of gangster hip hop. You know, I like hearing about the cops being shot at. You know, it's just good times.
As he settles in with a good book in the study, just turning the pages while sirens are playing.
The Art of War by Sun Tzu is in his hands.
That's a really hip hop thing to do, though.
Read The Art of War while listening to
Tech 9. That is hip hop as fuck. Yeah, and he has like a cute little welcome mat in front of the bathroom that says Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Oh man, the best.
Damn.
So I guess I'll go next because you wanted to introduce this segment because you've got a lot.
I've got some stuff.
About. I can run through this super quick. So I've been on and off playing Shadow of the Colossus. That game is nowhere near as good as people make it out to be. I'm sorry.
Had a feeling.
It is absolutely gorgeous. I think that, like, honestly, give Blue Point the money for having an impeccable attention to detail and an absolutely amazing. They're just so good at what they do. Like, it's not just a simple up-res. Like, this game looks better than most PS4 releases, straight up. Like, and it's a PS2 title.
I have only seen video, but that video has looked so incredible and so unbelievable that I'm almost too scared to buy the game just in case it doesn't live up to it.
Oh yeah,
but
like, and that game is very good for just going from one place to another. It's like a huge span of distance and time that it takes to get to from one Colossus to the other. And it's environment porn. It's environment artist porn the whole way through. Like, if you are like. A friend of mine, Mike, who was on the last podcast, talks about how environmental artists are like easily one of the most sought after jobs because there's not very many of them out there. If you are into anything like that, like for game development, play that game and just look at how absolutely incredible.
Just count the blades of grass. In the field.
Fuck. And then look at games like Final Fantasy 15 and wonder why it took a fucking PC release to get to that point. But anyway, on top of that, you should also play the game to figure out how to not make a control scheme and to how not make giant boss battles the most insufferable either the most insufferable fucking thing or like kind of okay. I have a very I don't feel super good about saying it and like downplaying what people consider to be a modern day classic. For me, it's too jank. It is fucking way too jank, and it's jank in a lot of the wrong ways and a lot of the fun ways too. So it's very hard to be like, because the other thing is too is that a lot of these stuff that they get you to try to understand or they try to like, hey, this is the strategy to take this beast down. Some of it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and others you're like, really, dude? I have to wait that fucking long for the monster to kind of make a gesture and be like, oh, he sort of looked down enough for me to jump on his back. And then I stab him 3 times and then he's dead. It's not fun. There's a lot of fights like that and it sucks.
I just know that game's got like a crazy amount of tech where you can like, if you just hold down all the buttons on the controller, you can stand up on the back of the horse with your bow as it's going in the other direction and like take pop shots at monsters.
Oh yeah.
There's like a lot of secret tech like that it doesn't necessarily like tell you.
Yeah.
But it is there. And that's kind of cool, but it's a PS2 game from like 2000. It's early, right?
It's very well. No, I want to say it was like almost late in the
2004
lifespan.
Maybe.
I thought it was pretty late in the lifespan, honestly.
All right, well,
because a lot of people were still looking at it like this looks as good as the next gen games because it did.
Yeah. Well, I can't say it. If I don't say a definite answer, then I can't definitely be wrong. So I'll leave it vague.
And then what you watching? I think just in terms of series, I have been kind of on and off. I keep trying to get into anime. There is one that I saw that looks fucking hilariously dark in a sense of like they try to take the Madoka Magica Crown super hard, and I think it's called Magical Girl Raising Project. and it's literally what it sounds like. It's centers around like a bunch of girls who are playing a mobile game where you have to collect candies in it. And I'm paraphrasing, by the way. I haven't really watched a whole lot of it, but like you have to collect a bunch of candies in it, and they end up like getting their own like magical girl transformation powers. But the problem is that something happens in which there's not enough room, or there's some kind of weird thing where now it turns into a magical girl battle royale, where if you have the least amount of candies, you have to die. So people are running around stealing each other's candies and killing the shit out of each other. Like, it is little girls mercilessly beating each other to death. Like, hardcore gore. It is weird. And I was like, this is bad. This is so bad. Why on God's green earth would let's watch Madoka Magica and then just make it fucking terrible. But in terms of good, hey, Black Panther was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
you know, I think that, like, for me, honestly, having seen that culture, like, in the capacity that it was shown in that movie, is super fucking cool. Like, the combination of the African culture with the super hardcore science fiction futuristic shit, absolutely awesome. That's like one thing that I love seeing in cyberpunk, like any kind of cyberpunk fiction that you don't see a whole lot of, is like the intermixing of like traditional culture within this futuristic realm.
Yeah.
And then Altered Carbon was pretty good about doing stuff like that. Not a whole lot of fiction does that though, and I was really pumped to see that Black Panther was just, it's all about that. And it felt almost like its own movie, as opposed to like just being a part of the Avengers timeline and bullshit like that. Like, I walked away from it going, oh, okay, cool. And like every time they walked out of the real world, it was boring for me. And then every time they kind of went back to Wakanda, I was super excited.
Yeah.
Because everything that happens in
Yeah,
Wakanda is
that's
way
definitely a
fucking cool.
big part of it.
Yeah. Which sucks, as you know, if there's a second Black Panther movie, nothing is gonna be in Wakanda. Like, the whole movie's gonna take place outside of Wakanda, and you're like,
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the idea of a cinematic universe is cool, but the fact that every single movie and every single like series has to be a cinematic universe, and nothing can just be its own self-contained like story. Like,
yeah.
Black Panther movie gets announced, you see Wakanda, but you already know it's got to play into the restrictions that the cinematic universe already has set up. It's like there has to be a news article somewhere about a big green man jumping around the city.
Yeah.
And it's like you're just constantly pulled out of this story to be reminded. It's like, oh, well, in 3 months they all got to fight Thanos anyway, so nothing's going to happen to Black Panther. He's
Yeah.
going to be fine by the end of this movie.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is like, not because they're not memorable at all. I can't remember their names because there's some very hard to remember names in there. But there's a lot of really fun characters in Black Panther that could not exist in any other platform on the Marvel like mythos. Like, there are like side characters that are super cool, like the General, and Forrest Whitaker's character was very fun. Killmonger was easily one of the most like relatable villains in all of Marvel history, where it's just very much like wow, yeah, we set this guy up to be like the most. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a dick, but he's a dick with a point.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that what his whole motivation for doing it. It's like when he dies, it's like a bad. Oh well, there you go.
Would you? Well, yeah. The bad guy in the Marvel movie doesn't win. Sorry, guys.
Whoops. Sorry. I didn't
Would
do
you
that.
say he's relatable or sympathetic? Because
I'd say a little column A, a little column B.
Because, like, I know those sound very similar, but I
Well,
don't
I
know.
can't relate
Honestly-
I can't relate to what his final goal is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can kind of sympathize with him in the sense that, like, yeah, he has reasons
His-
for what he's doing.
Yeah,
As-
his
as-
motivations
yeah.
are believable.
Yeah, exactly. As a kid growing up in an impoverished neighborhood, like, yeah, no, that there is some shit that is super relatable. Like, other shit, obviously not. There was for everybody like listening. Yes, they do kind of talk about race relations for like half a second,
Yeah.
It is not a political movie. There are so many people running around talking about how it's like this overly politicized movie, and it's like, no, it's just sort of there as a point. Like, it's sort of there as like a. There is one line in the movie that, like, near the end that every mildly racist white person kind of squirmed in their seat a little bit when they fucking heard it, and Austin knows exactly the one, I think, where it's like, nah, my brethren knew that it's better to be dead than remain in bondage. I was like, whoa,
Oh no.
whoa,
Ooh.
like straight up, everyone in the theater turned black. Like, it was that empowering of a statement. It was such a yeah, fuck that guy, and then you turn back and you're like, oh shit.
Oh shit. This was the first movie Billy got to go see with his grandfather in 5 years.
Oh man, still a fun movie.
So a fun movie.
And then finally,
Yeah.
How are you gonna take a movie with a guy named Killmonger in it seriously?
how? You can try. So, speaking of hipster taste, I have been listening to. Here are the last 3 things that I have liked. Okay,
Okay.
Carpenter Brute, Leather Teeth, the full album.
Of course, my favorite album.
By the
from
way,
Carpenter.
if you haven't heard Carpenter Brute, that's Hotline Miami soundtrack. He's the guy who does a lot of the more frenetic and energetic. Rolling Mobster is a really popular one. Rolling Mobster was in Hotline Miami too.
I haven't heard the Hotline Miami 2 soundtrack actually.
I don't
I've only
remember
heard the
what he
first one.
did in. I don't think he did a whole lot in the first.
I don't
one.
remember that name at all from the first one.
I don't know, but amazing stuff. Like, basically, the way that I describe it to people is like, imagine the soundtrack to a neo noir 80s slasher film set in 2104.
Yeah.
That's about as
I'm
close
in.
to. Yeah, it's fucking great. And then the other thing I liked was Mad D3E Talk by Zen Supremacy, which is basically a breakdance song. It's a song made just for the sole purpose of doing liquid movements and all sorts of shit. And then finally, the Big O soundtrack.
The Big O soundtrack.
This one song in particular, the super hardcore, like, really chill jazz theme song with like every time he's
Yeah.
like, my name is Roger Smith. Like, I was like hearing that song in my head on Thursday, and I was like, oh, I gotta listen to it. That show has 5 to 6 different fucking versions of that one song, and they're all fantastic. It's so good. Such a great
So
score.
you only need like one good theme, and then if you can mix it up enough, like Gurren Lagann has like 10 different versions of "Rap Is a Man's Soul," and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
awesome every
Yeah.
single time,
It's so good.
especially the sad one.
Do the impossible. Be the impossible.
All right, I'll blow through mine real quick. I've been playing Fatal Bullet. Been playing a whole lot of Sword Art Fatal Bullet.
Really? How many
Yeah.
hours are you in?
I'm about 20 something hours in.
Are you at a point in
Ooh.
which your choices are actually faster and heavier than a bullet?
I'm at the point where I think the story is starting, like the main story.
So
Fatal Bullet, you go in, and they set up a premise. You go, you get this robot. You're fresh. You're green. You just started. Your friend dragged you into GGO. I'm not going to talk about Sword Art for too long. I promise. There's going to be a whole fucking video about it. But basically, the story when you start out is kind of just like a bunch of friends playing an MMO. It's like, oh, there's this update coming out. You're new. We got to like power level you. And the way they actually kind of do that through the main story quest, you feel like you're being dragged along as a low-level player. And it's just like, yeah, my party members are all like 20 to 30 levels above me, and they are just fucking dragging my ass through these dungeons. And the way the game does like its areas, the first area sucks. It's bad. But once you get into the desert, the city, and then this kind of foresty area, the other zones, they feel like in the bigger areas in, like, say, Final Fantasy XIV, where there's just, it's wide open, there's different territories, the city's fucking awesome, but it's weird. It's definitely the best Sword Art game. I don't know if I can still recommend it to people who aren't fans of Sword Art.
yeah.
I think there might be enough there. Like, the focus on the original characters is way more than the other people, for sure, especially as you keep going on. It's fun.
I'm still having fun. The stuff you can do with skills, especially later skills, it starts getting pretty crazy. I just unlocked the ability to use a gun and a sword at the same time, and it's awesome. But I also, like, I told you this, and I'm going to tell you guys here. Don't tell people not listening to the podcast, but the Sword Art full review is going to open with Sword Art Online is the third-person shooter Xenoverse. And it made me, like, not respect Xenoverse, because I still think it's just a shitty fighting game, but I get why people play it, because it's like, this is my original character bopping around, you know, the gameplay mechanics are competent enough, and they're satisfying enough to keep you playing, but you're really playing it to watch your OC kind of play around in this world. And while the other Sword Art games let you make your own character and, like, change your name and stuff, you were still Kirito at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
But in this game, anytime you clear, like, a major part of the story, you go to your friends list, which is how you set up your party, and you just see a whole bunch of messages. And I started clicking on them going through, and it was just, like, these paragraphs. It's like, man, you know, Max, you know, I wasn't really enjoying GGO, but then you showed up, and, man, we should go on a hunt sometime. And I kept going, and I'm like, this feels really sad. This feels really, like, this is a weird feeling I've never felt in a game before. Because, like, you think, oh, this is a huge fan. You know, it's the ideal fantasy. It's like, dude, it's like they're your buddies now. But I'm like, no, this doesn't feel right. This feels wrong.
Seems like you took Kirito's place, actually.
You kind of do.
Yeah,
actually.
like you end up. So far, I'm 7 hours in, and I can't bring myself to play it because all it's turned into is I've made a 6'1.5" tall Amazonian goddess who is just a tall, brown, beautiful woman whose orifice is now being followed around by a fucking 4'8" little trap boy with long pink hair and freckles. And the entirety of the story has been how many people want to fuck my orifices and take them away from me. So I've just been
kind
a
of
mom.
fucked your.
I've just been a mom the whole time, holding on to my little baby boy as he's trying to learn. And Basalt Joe shows up and says he wants to touch my fucking little guy in the no-no place.
Fucking Basalt
And I'm
Joe.
like, you need to get away. You need to get out of my house, Joe. You need to get the fuck out of my house. Meanwhile, Itsuki shows up and he's just like, my dick is pretty big, wouldn't you say? And everyone agrees with him, and you're just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Guess what? That guy might not be so nice. I don't
Yeah.
know if you could predict that.
Yeah, I
I don't know if
like-
you could predict the predictions on that one, Phil. But no, as far as the actual like game goes, now that the story is kind of going somewhere, like Kuroha is actually having a character arc right now that
Yeah.
is pretty good. It's weird. I need to finish it, and the reason why this went from being a hype
check.
it went from being a hype check to a give it a shot. It went from being a preview to a review, and that was because, one, we didn't get our copies as early as I hoped, and
Yeah.
two, with the amount of time I've gone around telling people to not judge Sword Art until you like fully experience it for yourself, felt kind of shitty just playing or like giving opinions on it after like a couple hours.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna get the true ending.
Oh,
Because
wow.
there's a true ending. You have to reach Affinity Rank 4 with the Fatal Bullet original characters and at least 2 with everybody else.
Do you know how the quickest way to do that?
Yes.
Have you seen the video
Yeah.
on that?
You just fucking like,
You
hey
sit in
guys,
front of
don't
us-
attack.
you know,
and
you
you just
s-
let them fucking die and you keep reviving them. They go, oh, thanks, Max. You're a real immediately blown the fuck away. Pick them back up.
It is bad.
But yeah. That goes into a very mini thing. I started reading Alicization. I'm not ready to comment on it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know next podcast when I
tell-
finish the other 3 books.
Tell me about those floodlights.
Tell you about they're not as dumb as I thought, but they're kind of they're still silly.
I like the idea. I don't like the execution. Once again,
Well, you
that's
read a wiki.
I did.
I'm gonna honestly,
It was a very comprehensive wiki, mind you.
honestly, what I can say so far is if you were dissatisfied with Sword Art, this actually people may have been right. This may be the best arc. Kirito, they did our favorite thing where they make Kirito a little bitch.
No, I know, and
They
I
make him a huge bitch. Actually,
Did you get to the part where he's like the biggest bitch of all?
where he's crying on the floor? I've only read the first one.
Okay, well
so
I
no.
can't. Well, what happens?
It ends with them leaving that first village, Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is he? Is the thing why he's there? Did that happen?
Don't know. Yes, the thing before that happened in the real world.
Because I'm not trying to spoil it for you. I don't give a shit about spoiling it for them.
We'll talk later then. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's the end of Sword Art.
Did he?
That's
Did he almost die? There we go.
It seems like he's dead.
Yeah.
He's probably
So
dead.
they did my favorite thing. They almost fucking killed Kirito.
Yeah. He gets fucking
Stabbed.
He gets fucking stabbed in the street, walking home without oh man.
By the way, I'm Death Gun, bitch. Starts fucking stabbing him.
And Kirito fucking stabs him with an umbrella in the knee, and it doesn't work.
Oh god.
But whatever. Anyway, that's Sword Art. Stuff I've been watching. I'm on the seasonal anime cycle, I guess. So Pop Team Epic, which I know Austin, you've been watching a week behind. Is funny.
It's great.
I don't usually go for humor in anime, but god damn, it's fucking funny. I can't believe the shit they're getting away with.
hear
yeah,
about
I was
that
following
thing,
the manga for the longest time, so it's great to see it as that.
Yeah.
Did you hear about how people are desperately trying to I think there's a petition somewhere about getting Hannibal Buress and Eric Andre to be on the voice actors?
The English cast?
Yeah.
That would be pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
know what episode I'd want them to do, though.
It doesn't
That's
matter, just them being
No, it... Pop Team Epic is funny. Everyone already knows that. I've been watching Darling in the Franxx.
Okay, tell me about this anime people have been yelling at me about that requires
Yeah.
butt sex mechs.
Darling in the Franxx has the Tex-Mex butt sex mechs. Trigger likes to make their big action shows metaphors for adolescence and stuff, and this is very clearly puberty and fucking. It's people have said oh, they try to make it super deep. No, they didn't. It's not subtle at all. The drivers are called pistols, and the girls are called whatever the other part of the flower is. It's not subtle.
Oh.
What it is really fucking entertaining. Really well animated because it's got the Trigger over the top style, but A1 Pictures worked on it with them, so it's super polished.
Wow.
I like the characters. It took me a while to come around on the main girl, 02, pink girl with the horns.
So yeah, that
But-
is someone from that fucking thing.
Yes.
I have seen way more hentai of that pop up on my timeline than I have of the actual anime.
Yeah.
I follow really, really terrible people.
Yeah, but I think it's fun. It's just fun. There was a period of time where I feel like they used a pretty big dramatic element a little early, and they kind of moved past it. There's 8 episodes out right now, and they've already done the beach episode and the episode where they fool around in the dorms.
Ooh.
Although that latest one was actually, again, is good character development. It's not. Don't take it as the next Evangelion. It's just a fun watch. I definitely recommend it.
It's like how people try to do the whole Kill la Kill thing, where it's no, Kill la Kill's actually really deep. It's no, Kill la Kill's fucking stupid, and that's how it should stay.
Yeah. Just
Kill la
let
Kill-
it. Just let it
Just
happen.
enjoy yourself. Just fucking let
Yeah.
yourself enjoy an anime that's dumb.
Yeah, it was cool, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
But
really cool.
no, definitely give it a shot. There are the big Studio Trigger action segments that are still pretty dope. Definitely recommend that. And the other show I've been watching, which is something I never fucking watch, is A Place Further Than the Universe, the show where the girls go to Antarctica.
Wow, really?
Have you heard about this?
No.
It's just it's a cute little slice of life about 4 high school girls, or technically 3 high school girls and 1 high school girl that didn't really want to go, and it's just about their journey and going to Antarctica, and they all have their own reasons, and it's just a slice of life show, which I never watch. I fucking cried. I've never done that. I cried like a bitch. That show is so fucking good. I don't want to say anything else besides they want to go to not Africa, and Antarctica.
Toto.
Season
Toto
2 is Antarctica.
intensifies.
What you do need to know is that it's a Madhouse original anime.
Wow.
So
it's well animated?
Definitely watch it. You look at it, it's like, oh, it's just Moe girls doing it. No. The characters are great. The story is great. Everything's great. Just watch it. You just shut up and watch it. That's
I gotta
it.
watch Violet Evergarden.
I hear that show is super pretty with no substance.
Yeah. Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's from what I hear.
Oh, okay.
But it is also one of the prettiest shows ever made.
I mean, just from seeing the
So,
few,
like,
the
keep
few
it as a
scenes.
screensaver, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. So that's it. Oh, no, and there's a couple things. I started watching Lupin the Third just because I fucking love the soundtrack, which I guess falls into what I'm listening to.
Lupin's great. So is Conan. Conan doesn't deserve to have 768 episodes.
That show should have ended.
That show should have been long and done ages ago. Because apparently he's already come back as a man, had sex with his girlfriend, and
went
came
back to
went
being
back
a
to
kid?
Boy.
That's
so now
weird.
Now she's apparently dating the little boy.
Oh, he's gonna have to raise his kid as his kid. What? That's weird. I don't like that. If Evergarden's great, then good. I'm glad. I haven't watched it. And then for you, we're gonna watch at least the 3 Madoka movies by the time the next podcast starts.
Yeah.
Either for the podcast or for that other show idea we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you need to see Madoka. 100. There is it just for one fight scene in the 3rd movie. I want you to watch a whole series for that one fight scene so it means something. It is exactly what you want. Don't even try to look it up.
All right.
Just
All
it's
right.
gonna be awesome. In terms of what I've been listening to, I've been getting back into rhythm games a little bit. So I guess I've been playing a lot of Osu. I've been getting on that.
Really?
Yeah, I've been like that. Look! I still got the tablet out.
Oh wow, you brought it to. You saw the one dude with the tablet, and you said, "All right."
Jarrell
All right.
actually lended me that because he has like 3.
Oh wow.
Um,
Well, yeah, Jarrell's a
wow.
fucking rhythm game maniac.
He's got
isn't
fucking sound Voltex and shit, games you've never even heard of.
he? Yeah, he has like a whole, just one computer setup.
He's got his laptop and he
one-
rotates the monitor.
Yeah.
So it's like a vertical monitor arcade setup. Yeah. Through that, I was introduced because Osu is songs from fucking everything. There's no like there kind of is, but there's no Osu specific music.
Yeah.
Introduced me to a group called the Dirty Androids. They do drum and bass with like jazz. I don't know how to describe it because every song sounds super fucking different.
Wow.
This is the one song I need everybody to fucking listen to, though. It's called City Never Sleeps by the Dirty Androids. It's fucking incredible.
I'll look it up right now.
It's so good. We'll listen to
That's
it after, but-
Osu is how I found Camellia. I think I was showing you Camellia the other day. It's a Japanese DJ that's into like
Yeah.
he makes his own like fucking genres at this point, like trapcore, dubcore.
I think
Glitch.
they do a song together, I think.
Oh wow. Okay,
Because
well,
I
then I'll
remember
like him.
I've seen Camellia recently. But yeah, no, that's basically, and I've been listening to just kind of soundtracks here and there. I'm always listening to the Danganronpa soundtrack, like all the time.
City Never Sleeps.
well as
extended
Persona.
mix.
But yeah, that's basically it. There we go. Let's see how our taste changes over time. Well,
Oh, I'm a big
Trash.
I would say my fucking taste would probably change, but no, I'm just gonna listen to a steady diet of future funk for the rest of my days, man. Future funk is the goddamn best. It's so good.
I know my 3 genres now for sure. It's future funk, acid jazz, and just
Give me. You're almost there.
trying to think.
You're almost
it's-
so much
it's-
of a fucking hipster. It's unbearable.
No, it's coffee shop hip hop.
Ah,
know.
there it is. Oh, you PBR swilling. Fuck you.
Oh man.
Oh, you're the worst.
I only drink craft actually.
Ah.
I only drink Highlight.
I go to nerd bars and drink High Life, even though they have way more of a better selection there.
Get the Highlight because it pairs well with the.
You know, like the
I like the citrus notes. All right, fuck off.
Citrus is another anime I need to watch.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah, dude.
Just look at the porn.
No.
You already do it for so many better shows.
No, but it's basically just female Free. I gotta watch Free as well.
No, it's not.
Free's coming out. Free's coming out with a movie. I gotta catch up with my Free knowledge.
God.
When are those boys gonna finally kiss? Who knows? Anyways, a video game. So I have never heard of this before. I didn't know this was even possible, and I haven't really looked too much into how this even went down. But there have been two very high-profile demos that have released in the last week that both have had the strangest glitches in all of humanity that effectively make it so you can play the full game.
Yeah.
So Yakuza 6
Big
and Final
tears.
Fantasy 15.
Big tears for Yakuza 6. That one sucks. Like,
Yeah. I'm not, especially because they need the sales, but
yeah.
I mean, I hope people still buy it, but like at the same
they will.
time,
we'll go over what happened.
so as far as I know, for both games in general, there have been. I think for Final Fantasy 15 is a little less. I mean, it was a little bit more crazy because it was to do with like Denuvo and the DRM side, whereas I think in Yakuza 6 there is a literal like out of bounds skip glitch you can do.
If you
No.
win,
Okay, here's what it is. When they put up the US demo of Yakuza 6, it was just the full thing.
What?
Because the demo is the full size of the game. It's basically like a trial. It says you can't progress here until you finish the. Or this is where the trial ends. But they just straight up put the whole game on there. It didn't say demo version in the corner or anything. And they didn't take it off for a few hours. And if you have that version, the license was removed. So if you have it on your PS4 and you still want to play it, don't connect to the internet. But that's what it is. It's the full game. It's not a demo.
That's weird.
that's
That's
a big
weird.
fuck up.
I don't understand why people just don't like why companies are. I mean, I get it. I get that they want to make it more accessible for people to just kind of like. I know for Yakuza 6 that the whole thing was like, play the demo, bring the progress into the demo so you can, or into the full game so you can keep going. So you don't have to worry about anything. But at the same time, I feel like, dude, just give us vertical slices. We don't have to do this.
Especially
shit anymore.
because the PS4 with the, like you can play games while they're still downloading, and it
Yeah.
has that ability. Like just have that first part download, and as soon as you hit buy, it starts updating the rest. You
Yeah.
can fucking dick around and not Kamurocho. I imagine in the demo you don't leave that port town, but
No, you do.
oh, you do. Well,
Yeah. It's the entire
Jesus.
first chapter. It goes up to the end of the first chapter.
God,
Yeah,
that's
which is
a
why
huge.
I figured that they were like, oh yeah, you can take your progress, and the same thing can be done in Final Fantasy 15, except it's way worse because they take all subquest off. So there's literally no point to playing that fucking demo other than saying,
Yeah, it's
oh,
the same demo
Can
as
my
the.
PC run it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same demo as like the first PS4 one of the final one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I didn't get to play Yakuza 6.
Have you even finished Zero?
No,
Yeah,
I
what
keep
are you
looking at
doing?
Zero and I keep going like I gotta really finish you, don't I?
This
I gotta,
dude,
like-
Austin has finished both Kiwami and Zero before you've
Yeah.
even finished Zero. What are you doing?
I have come into a rut of buying games and not finishing them.
Buy the games, send them to me, so I cannot finish
You
them.
know what I just picked up because of the god? Did I tell you what I picked up? I picked up Star Ocean 4.
You idiot. You
'Cause-
idiot.
'cause
That's an RPG. That's a full RPG. That's not even like a little 5-hour
Yeah,
That's not like
yeah,
a Steam indie
no,
$2 game.
No, and I keep doing this.
That's not an impulse purchase. You got to make plans to play that game.
$14.
That's not.
I was close to doing that too, though.
I mean, the battle system's great. It's probably the most fun Star Ocean has been in a while.
You gotta figure out the battle system with your wallet. All right, you gotta,
Listen,
you gotta tag that motherfucker out.
He's got blue health down to a pixel, and you're not tagging him out.
no, but he's still going. Though.
He's still going. He's still got Peter.
He's still hitting mix-ups every fucking time. What do you want me to do? Like the dude's good. The dude's good. You want me to fucking you fucking fix the tier list and maybe I'll stop choosing him. You piece of shit. All right, how about that? I play to win.
Oh man.
So I think the game that I'm closest to completing right now is probably Shadow of the Colossus.
That game's like 4 hours. What's taking you so long?
Because I keep fucking looking at the pretty environments like, wow.
Oh my god.
Wow, this is really pretty.
Yeah, you should buy You should just buy wallpapers. It seems like the.
Yeah, I probably should.
Um.
And then, Soul Worker Online has also been kind of fucking the beta. Finally, they decided to like, hey, we're coming out with a beta this year, and then they just, whoops, beta's out today. What? Yep, come play the beta.
Enjoy your gun jazz.
He's super cool.
He's super cool.
Did you see the fucking video I posted?
And I watched the other classes too. That game looks super dope.
It's fun. Only problem is the global version has fucked enemy values. So what people have found is the best way to get EXP past a certain point, because it gates you off for leveling. Like, you can't get to the next part without being like a certain level. Turn on the hardest difficulty. Go all the way to the boss. Suicide on the boss. Because you get way more EXP by having the boss
dying
kill
on
you,
the boss than for
and then
actually
coming back and replaying the whole stage, which is bad. Like that, you don't have to. I've never had to do that for either the Japanese version or the Korean version. Never had to do that. And then in the global version, they're just like, eh. And then and they also have a cash shop, but it's not really a cash shop right now. It's just like you can get premium items if it's fucking up. If you show up at a time of the day where the cash shop's not up, you're just like, hey, everyone's 10 steps ahead of me. Woo!
Yeah.
Other than that, the game it's out of like all those crazy dungeon crawler games that, like, next to PSO2, it is probably the best one. Because of how fun that combat
and you
system
can actually
is.
play this one, unlike
Yeah.
PSO2.
Yeah, you can actually play this one without.
All right. Real fast, last
All right.
comment. I would just like to say that I'm very happy with at least the Yakuza community in terms of that demo, because I saw a whole lot of posts that were like, yeah, I'm still playing. Like, I didn't uninstall it, but I'm still, like, I have the collector's edition pre-ordered.
Yeah,
And it's just been overwhelming amounts of like, yeah, we're still going to buy the game because it needs to go
Yeah.
on the shelf.
But we're
Because we all know
fucking
it needs
playing
to sell.
I bought my Kiryu Figma already. He's not just going to not be standing on top of the 6 case. Like, what? I need those whiskey glasses.
Yeah.
I should have I want those whiskey glasses. So
Yeah,
bad.
it's like people who get fucking mad at those who they get street dates broken and they get their copy really early. It's like, I bought the fucking game. Like,
They still got the money.
it's not like the assholes on Final Fantasy 15 who, well, granted, they're not entirely assholes because it's more or less they're breaking the code of the DRM to show everybody that the DRM's only affecting paying customers and not pirates.
Yeah.
The game got cracked 3 days before. People were like, "Can you beat the game?" It is now
Well, they
been
didn't
proven.
crack it. It wasn't. They didn't crack the de novo in it. They used the demo's exe file, which had no de novo on it.
Really?
Because here's what it was, right? Is
Well,
you
that's what the thing was shared as. It was de novo is cracked.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
That's a clickbait head title. They didn't crack it.
Well,
They took the Origin preload because Origin doesn't encrypt its preloads, so it's just the game files with no exe. They put the demo exe, rewrote it a bit, and it worked. And that is what is.
Fuck out of here.
You can pirate it right now.
That's so stupid.
that's like that's almost as bad as that's worse, obviously, but that's almost as bad as the benchmark glitch where you can, during the
Walk
benchmark, you
around.
can walk around and play the game if you
Yeah.
fucking fiddle with it enough. Got it. And then, like, Tabata's coming out and saying, like, who wants a happy or a sad ending? That game's an experiment. That game was just single-handedly thrown down the fucking well to be just this, like, whatever Tabata's next game is going to be fucking sick, because Final Fantasy 15 is suffering for it. Like, wholeheartedly. Like, that game is basically one giant, let's just throw the fucking baby with the bathwater
And it's
out.
a shame because it's still probably my favorite Final Fantasy just because I like the characters so much.
Yeah, just don't play that beginning section again. I was playing through chapter 1 again, and I was like, wow, the early game's not great. When you play every other game that came out this last
Yeah.
year, early game is super unfun.
I would watch a playthrough. I think. I don't know if I'd play through it again. I would definitely watch that. I probably will buy the season pass, the second season pass, because again, I'm a cuck, so I'll buy that. I'll probably play through the other episodes.
I'm buying it because I want to play Comrades on a fucking net play that's not going to be terrible.
I want to play as Aranea. That's all I really care about.
and they're going to have that.
Yeah.
They have it in the PC version already.
Mhm.
That's what's being released.
All
So
right. Real fast. Speaking of Final Fantasy, that brings us into fighting game news with Max. Here we go. Real
boy,
fast.
Here we go. Good.
You gonna get ready? It's lightning. This is a little mini lightning round. Blaze Blue Cross tag battle. Platinum the Trinity. Fuck, I lost my momentum. Ori and Kanji got revealed. Yang
yeah.
got shown off. At least her sprite. It's looking good. Don't forget, Blake and Yang are free. The game's pricing comes out to $70. It's not a huge scam, but it's still kind of a scam. All right, Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's Bardock and Broly. The leak list is true. We're getting base form Goku and base form Vegeta. I'm selling the game in the next couple of days.
$35 today. Buy that season pass.
$35 today. Buy that season pass. Definitely is a scam. Fighting EX Layer.
How many versions of Goku can you possibly have?
Goku's dad.
Big Goku.
Big green baby Goku. Broly's a baby. Fuck anyone who likes Broly, first of all. Fighting EX Layer. Good news. Shadowgeist. Still dope. He's in. Game comes out probably around summer. It's going to be digital only, PlayStation. Might be a PC release at some point.
Explain to me this bullshit that they're doing on the pay scale.
Okay.
What the fuck are they talking about?
$40 gets you... I can't remember. I know the Gogi system.
What the fuck is the Gogi system, and why am I paying for 40 Gogis?
The Gogis... The Gogis are Googies.
Where are all my Gogis?
All right.
Give me my Gogis back.
So in Oops All Gogis, basically they are game-breaking modifiers for your characters, and they're in the beta at least. It was set to specific decks, so you couldn't swap them out. But it would turn into shit where it's like if you block a certain amount of hits for the rest of the match, you have infinite super armor. Or if you manage to land a certain amount of counter hits, anytime you dash, you turn invisible. Like dumb shit like that. And it made the game like fun, but like there should be an option to turn it off.
So you're telling me I'm paying for game-breaking cheats?
You're paying for game-breaking cheats. Yes, but it's game-breaking cheats that like everyone has access to, and they have made it super clear that if they can't balance it, they're gonna get rid of it, or they're at least gonna radically change it. Because, God, if you play a grappler and you have infinite super armor, I have a highlight on my channel where I'm Durun and I'm just going up and grabbing people and doing 360s, 10 of them in a row.
Jesus
Rage quitting
Christ.
on me.
No shit, I would too.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of nonsense is that?
But anyway, Shadowgeist got revealed. There are 2 silhouettes, 1 more female character, 1 more male character. Cracker Jack got gameplay footage, and Blair Dame got gameplay footage. The only other fighting game I can... fuck, what was the other one? Oh, Dissidia, the whole reason I started. Final Fantasy Tactics stage, it's the church, and we should be seeing the next DLC character for that. It's going to be a male villain from the latter half of the numbered games.
It's fucking Caius. It's probably gonna be fucking Caius.
I don't think so.
Watch it be fucking
Me and
Caius.
Jarrell like calculated it out.
What was
We
it?
know who it's probably going to be. It's going to be Caius is the Final Fantasy 13-2 guy, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be him 100%.
Okay.
It's going to be either what the fuck is his name?
Galbranth. It might be Galbranth.
Galbranth was one of them. We were thinking Cypher from 8.
Cypher would be a very cool pick. That's why I don't believe it.
No. I don't know.
I believe Galbranth more because Galbranth was in the last one.
Dissidia is a fighting game. I don't care. If we're at the point... look, Smash is fine. I don't care. It's a fighting game. You fight. It's 3-on-3 fights. They fight. You fight. It's a fighting game. Does the fighting happen in the game? Then it's a fighting game. I don't care.
I'll pick up Dissidia at some point in time. I just don't.
No, wait. No, wait for the complete version. 100%.
How many characters were they aiming for?
They are aiming for 50. 50 characters,
Yeah.
and it launched with either 28 or 30 something. It's a
Pretty
good amount.
close.
I think it's 28.
It's a good amount. I would no. Dissidia is incredibly fun, but still wait. There's too many other games to play right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a fucking mess. So hope that the re-release doesn't have you grind out story mode cutscenes, because that's a thing.
Oh, that's the worst.
Also, Them's Fighting Herds finally came in on Steam. It's good.
So
Yeah.
is that a pony fighting game?
It is what My Little Pony Fighting is Magic used to be, before Hasbro hit him with the DMCA.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah, that's
and
right,
the
yeah.
people who made My Little Pony is like, no, this is still dope. You should still do stuff. And I think they got character designs and stuff. Mike Z gave them the Skullgirls engine.
Oh.
It's
That's
a
right.
So
yeah.
it might be an actual game.
It
That's
is
weird.
it's an actual game, but right now it's in the same spot where like Skullgirls was at, where it's super early. There's not too many characters, but it's gonna have like a full like story mode with a map system and shit. So if you can get past the animal things, which I know is tough for a lot of people, it's hard to play because you're like fucking. You're playing as animals, so it's super.
Quadruped.
It's
Yeah.
you're playing as quadruped, so it's super weird from like a fighting game standpoint. But if you can get past that, it's a solid game.
Yeah, I feel like that's just one of those things where you kind of.
If you, I get it. If
How
you can't
long
pass it.
has it been since we've like really made fun of bronies at this point? Like bronies
Yeah.
are such like a low hanging fruit kind of thing, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
the more and more you hear about them, the more and more you're like, that's why. All you do is load up Foam Adventure one day and be like,
But
yes,
it's
yes,
it's,
this is why I still.
I
hate these
feel
people.
like it's past now. It's kind of just that niche. There's like a niche group that still likes it, and they're quiet. It's not as rampant as it used to be.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Max is not only an SAO apologist, but he's also a My Little Pony apologist as well.
I wouldn't say apologist. I'd just say
Mild
we eat on
enthusiast.
different sides of the cafeteria, but when the food fight starts, I don't exactly aim for them quite as much anymore.
When we're getting swirlies, I always kind of hand him a towel. And
We both lean up and we look at each other. We give ourselves a reassuring nod. It's gonna be okay. We'll get out of this.
well, graduation's around
As
the corner,
as
brother.
I wipe my face with my Eincrad t-shirt. They come over and they hand me their Pinkie Pie little pocket hanky so I can wipe the tears from my eyes.
Man, I just,
But the shame never leaves, Phil. It never leaves.
So this is not. This is okay. Who's ready for the worst segue of all time? Because
I'm
should
excited
not-
for it.
We should not talk about school bullying before we talk about the fucking thing with the Trump. with the fucking Trump.
Cool. Let's talk about the PlayStation reorganization instead.
Oh, no. I was like, do we talk about it? Because we were going to talk about it. But then I feel like school bullying is not great.
We'll do another lap and we'll come back around.
All
to it.
right. Hey, what are they doing with Sony?
Sony
I have
is
been so out of it this
reorganizing
week.
because they're like everything besides video games sucks for us.
Wow,
And-
that's great. That's exactly what we were talking about last time, wasn't it?
yeah. And guess what? It's only their video games division.
Oh, wow, that's stupid. Why
But
the
they
fuck-
want to provide more high quality first party and exclusive titles.
Freedom Wars 2.
No.
Give it to me.
I have it in my PS4 right now.
No.
You didn't play Freedom Wars 1. You don't know. Shit. Anyway.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, you have a Vita.
I have a Vita, dude. It's like the only game I have on there besides Dancing All Night.
I was actually so Rave has been yelling at me about playing SAO, and he's been sitting there like he's the only person on Discord who has been yelling about Freedom Wars. On people should either buy a Vita or buy a PS TV. and play
Again,
with
I'll
them.
loan you the PS TV.
Oh, you have one?
Yes. It
Oh,
was
well,
like
shit.
$25.
Well, fuck! I'll take it now. I want to play Freedom.
I'll
you have
send
Freedom
it
Wars
home.
still?
It's digital, but I'll send you the memory card that has it on it.
Oh wow. Fuck
Um,
yeah. I'm down.
But fuck, what was I? No, this affects titles like I imagine. No, Death Stranding isn't exclusive, is it?
yeah, it is.
Sony's
funding
console
it.
exclusive.
Console
Yeah.
exclusive. Okay. That Shadows of Fukushima, the Sucker Punch.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that
samurai
game's
one.
gonna be.
Last of Us 2. Basically, they are pushing for more console exclusives, which I think is basically overkill at this point. But
Yeah,
that's
they're-
great.
They're kind of fucking murdering the first party game right now,
Yeah.
and which is saying a lot considering that Nintendo's throwing their hat in the arena. Like the fact that like I feel like even though Nintendo's first party games last year were really great, that for me that Sony still has like a stronger grasp on that right now.
Yeah.
But like I guess it's just like a preference thing.
Here's something to keep in mind, though, is that big news of this is set to drop on April 1st, which I imagine is either a big joke or a horrible just coincidence.
Yeah.
Which it sucks because it's like, yeah, that day's like a silly, goofy holiday where everyone makes jokes, but it's also like a day of the week, and that just may have been the best day for them to release information.
Companies are getting fucking sick and tired of it having to like reiterate, no, this is real news.
Shareholders are very confused come April 4th. Do I sell my Eureka stocks or buy more?
Bob Dimpleton from Minnesota with his millions of dollars in ad revenue and all sorts of things wakes up and goes, I'll keep an eye out today. Ear to the ground.
So he throws some salt over his shoulder.
Doesn't walk past a black cat under a fucking ladder. Like, nope.
But
something's weird about today.
But speaking of high-quality, console exclusive first-party or second-party titles,
oh boy,
May 25th, 2018. Are you ready to get back on the train? Are you ready to go back in the cage, Phil?
So someone brought up a really good fucking thing that is like, I'm super surprised David Cage hasn't had a trailer come out where it's been like an android beating up a black person. or a black person beating up an android and being like, what about us? You guys should know about like all of our servitude.
He's saving it for the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly, and it's going to happen because David Cage has no wherewithal.
Detroit Becoming a Human drops May 25th or 20. I think it's the 25th. It doesn't matter. Don't buy it. Watch us play it. Don't buy it. We'll play it for you.
Hey, Austin, you're going to be down here.
Are you? When are you?
By when?
May 25th.
Not May. Not by
May now.
Oh.
We can start on that day. We start Heavy Rain.
No, we got struck with the iron's fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, so that's coming out. Be very excited for dad strangling daughter action in David Cage's Detroit Becoming Human.
Dude, how bad would it be if we actually end up liking some of that game?
We won't.
Well, I mean, I like some of Heavy Rain.
How much did you like of Beyond Two Souls?
Nothing.
That's because all the
Not
David,
at all.
That's because the parts that we would have hated about Heavy Rain were fucking cut. Because someone said, no, David. No, Shelby.
Where is that guy to get fired?
Shelby and Mars cannot have a psychic link in their dreams. That doesn't make any sense.
He's never met the man. Oh, my God.
What I think is the same thing that probably happened with Beyond Two Souls, where we won't like anything. We'll just see what a competent person could have done with the idea and then be disappointed the entire ride.
Yeah.
How many times do you think someone's going to look into the camera and say, this is my story? Do you think that's going to be like the segue? You think it's going to be like separate Android stories that like all fade into each other like that?
Well, how many fucking stories? Okay, so is Kara like the main girl?
No. There are three. There's Kara, there is Jay, the investigator that we always see in
and then the other android trying to start a revolution.
Yes.
Okay, so I thought it was going to be way more, but...
No, it's just going to be those three, I think. What the fuck is with David Cage and investigations? Why does he love detectives so much?
Better yet, how is it that he makes them all look really cool, but they never end up doing anything? Yeah. Like, just the actual, like, the act of investigating an area is so fucking cool looking.
This joke works really well for an audio podcast.
But I'm doing the Norman Jaden using his sunglasses computer.
Oh my God!
Bleeds violently from his nose.
That's my favorite. That is considered one of the best endings you can get for Jaden. Is him fucking still freaking out and thinking he's in the Matrix.
Yeah. You know what? Has somebody replaced all those pictures of like just fucking naked anime girls? So when he starts bleeding out of his nose and he dies. All right, I'll work on that after this. But yeah, Detroit comes out with its PS2 ass box art.
So
May
bad.
25th. Look forward to what I continuously misadvertise as full playthroughs.
Oh no, this is gonna be it.
This has to be it.
It's got to be our one.
This has to be the.
Well, okay, what
The
what
name
day?
of the series is not a Let's Play channel. Because we can't stream it like an hour and a half at a time once a week again. That fucking won't work.
Yeah, no, that was
Indigo Prophecy was miserable.
Hold on. What day is the 25th?
Probably a Tuesday or a Thursday.
No, it might be a Friday.
Oh shit, that's a whole weekend.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
whole
Misfortune.
weekend. Yeah, because Monday is. Oh no, it's Memorial Day too. So we have a whole 4-day weekend to play that fucking
my
shit.
God.
Oh boy.
All right. Okay, then for the first time ever, actually look forward to the full playthrough.
8-hour stream.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Okay. So anyway,
Do we have
back-
any good news to talk about before we talk about the shitty news?
Joker from the hit game Persona 5 will be coming to the Japanese-only gacha mobile game Granblue Fantasy in June. What did Trump do, Phil? Wait, no, hold on. Did you know that the company Aquarius, the people who made the Caligula effect, will be working on a game based on the hit light novel series, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, Record of Grandcest War?
Oh, right. I've heard
But
a
it's
little
not
bit.
announced yet?
Yeah, they're just kind of thinking about it. Caligula effect is something I really want to look forward to. No, that's actually a playable game.
Rule of threes. Did you know that Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm will be coming to the Nintendo Switch soon?
And apparently it runs very well.
It better.
Okay, so now that we've segued away from the awful part of it,
Yeah, now about Trump.
about important shit. So, yeah, as we have talked about, dodgy subjects in the past. We're not a podcast that tries to stray away from like hardcore issues, but only if they're like super relevant. Unfortunately, this is now relevant.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not aware, have been living under a rock, unfortunately,
Or you don't live in America.
or you don't live in America,
Which is
we
understandable.
had another one of our, great old American pastimes of having a fucking other school shooting, and that was terrible, and people died, and it was a fucking
And it
another,
was super fucking close to us this
yeah,
time.
very close,
It
and
is
it was one of
two
those
schools away from where I used to go to high school.
not fucking kidding you. That same week, we had a news van show up in front of my siblings' high school, and be like, "Yeah, no, we're just waiting because someone did a bomb threat here." And so
Maybe
that
the police should have been waiting.
yeah, then you thought
Not Channel
you'd
6.
think, right? But
Ugh.
so shit's just going crazy. Like everyone, we're not gonna get into gun control.
Yeah,
What we are gonna get into is
Video
once
game
again,
control.
them old video games is up to bat for being fucking responsible for every bad thing in the world. And as Austin will probably be sure to once again hit me with the no, this is what actually happened because I have done very little research today. So there's been a lot of talk right now within the government about the impact of violent media in general
How
on
there
the
isn't one. How it's
how
scientifically
apparently
proven.
there is one. What really started it off was the kids from the Parkland school actually showed up to a meeting down in Florida where they had told a lot of legislators there, "Hey, listen, we need to start doing something about like gun control and shit like that." And they turned around and said, "Yeah, but what about porn though?
Oh,
Porn
that's
is
right.
porn is really the biggest problem right now." And instead of voting for anything to be said about gun control, it wasn't even a vote on like this is what's going to happen. It was a vote on we should talk about gun control. They said no to that, and then immediately were like, "But porn's really bad." And they like I forget what they like actually did.
I didn't know about this porn side quest
Yeah,
that
I
the
forgot
government
about
went
the-
on.
I forget what the
the porn
specifics
part.
were, but they I think they voted on categorizing porn as being super like
Unhealthy.
bad, yeah, unhealthy. Like it was that's what it was.
unhealthy.
It was a health risk. It was categorized as a health risk. But guns are
Get your AR-15s before the porn comes for you.
before they come for your
That's what
fucking
that's what
Gianna
Florida government's
Michaels
telling you.
and your Hitomi Tanakas.
Get behind your teacher. He'll protect you.
He'll protect you with his fucking 2 terabytes of Japanese porn.
Oh no, my hard drives.
So basically, that ended up having, once again, we do this whole conversation, except now, instead of it being like hearsay and some senators are trying to have like it go through anywhere, Trump, being the god emperor that he is, got wind of the fucking conversation and said, I should probably have a meeting with the video game executives. Not understanding what that fucking meant.
I'm
gonna
go meet this David Cage and see what he's got cooking for Detroit. What does that mean?
What do you mean there's a riot in there that you could start? What do you mean you can beat little girls?
You mean some Frenchman's trying to start a riot in Detroit?
Why isn't there a rating system? Golly.
I think that really the biggest problem with what is happening right now is the fact that this is the closest we have ever come to like an actual big dog executive, like a person who is super high in the government hierarchy turning around and saying, yeah, you know what, fuck video games. Because like the closest we got to it was fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger turning around and saying violent video games are bad, you can't do it anymore.
But half my movies are A-okay.
Yeah, right. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. And how many fucking times we have to have this conversation over and over and over again?
I don't know
before
what's...
people realize that like there is no cause. There is like correlation, but no causation. There is just nothing proving that A leads to B. There just isn't. It's
In fact,
impossible.
there are very many studies to indicate the opposite. So going so far as to not want to cause violence, but to actually strike the fear of violence into more people.
Oh yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense anymore. It really doesn't. And it shows that like how hard of a disconnect that our government really has with just about every other part of what we do. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, if you do anything like what he's attempting to potentially do, which is ban violent video games, like, you're already going to cut off the foot of a very big economy that is like deeply rooted within our society.
Yeah.
Video games make way more money than Hollywood right now. If you fuck with video game money, you're fucking with all of America. Like that's how it is right now.
How are we going to do our hype check on Senran Kagura? Trump he's gonna ban anime.
He's gonna ban fucking anime.
We'll never get Persona 5 Crimson now.
What do you mean they go after the government? That's
Who is
a little
this
fishy.
Shido? He seems like a reasonable man.
Guy's got a good head on his shoulders. It's just locker room talk. That's Shido.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, it's like it's individual people that go out and do these horrible things. What should be focused on is like helping these people before like mentally they get to a point where they're so unstable or they're so shitty that like
well it's the same old circle, it's the same old cycle. Terrible tragedy happens, people keep pointing fingers, somebody goes, well, what about the kids and the mental health? And then someone's like, sure, can we do anything about the mental health? And then the government says, no, we don't have a whole lot of money for that. And it says, what about guns? They said, yeah, what about guns? And then they turn around, and then once again, we're just left here with our dick in our hands going, well, I guess we're just waiting till the next fucking shooting then.
we have nothing to do with our dick because they banned porn.
Yeah. It's a health risk now. The WHO or however the fuck you spell it, the CDC will show up and be like, how many terabytes of Gianna Michaels do you have?
That's a good amount.
We're
gonna have to confiscate this.
Backdoor porn dealings.
But yeah, that's a whole debate that isn't video games, but it could affect our video games.
It could
so
affect
keep an eye
our
out.
video games super hard, and that's like the shittiest part.
The thing I saw was that the Rhode Island senator, I believe, wanted to charge an extra 10% tax on games that are rated M.
Wow.
And then put all of that money towards mental health counseling.
Okay,
Which-
so that's
it's like I don't want to pay like $65 for a
why
video
not
game, but like
tax 10% of every gun sale towards
Sig
doing
or
that?
something. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel
man.
like the very end of that line of thought is nice, but none of the rest makes too much sense.
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense. What we're doing doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
It feels like our government is grasping at straws.
I
now.
didn't know if this was a fucking Onion article or not. I just saw it on Twitter, but it's like government bans AR-15 and then 15 minutes later repeals ban. I don't remember if that was a real article. I didn't check. I didn't care enough to.
It might have been a real article for all we know, because did you see? You probably didn't see. Trump fucking turned around and said, "No, fuck the due process. Take their guns." To which every gun-loving redneck was like, "Yeah, what?"
Yeah, did you? And real quick, he goes, "The NRA doesn't have control of me. They don't have control of me like they do you politicians." And then the NRA reminded him how much money they're giving him, and he's like, "All right, yeah, let's get more guns." He backflipped on that so hard.
We have a president who just doesn't know what he's
Okay.
doing anymore.
There is a show called
He's the dog in the fucking the F-15, and you just look at him with the manual, and he looks up. He's like, "Lol, I have no idea what I'm doing," and he's upside down, and he's just flying at Mach 10, like trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh man. There's a show, a horrible show. It's called My Cartoon President.
Oh no!
That joke should have stayed at the title.
Yeah,
Because the title's funny.
yeah.
We're living a cartoon. And it's not even one where we pilot mechs with girls' asses. How sad is that?
Dude, that fucking sucks.
It sucks.
That's the worst. Dude,
Darn!
my whole thing is I'll never be able to grow up and be a mech pilot, but my son might be able. My daughter might be able to, and that's what I live for.
But what you could do is design the mechs so that when you die in a horrific mech accident, which
Oh, dude.
they will avenge you,
Oh, dude, sick.
and the tattered remains of your lab coat become their cape.
Oh,
If I'm a mech, I don't care if it's U.S. military, everyone's piloting the same mechs. I'm putting a dope paint job on my mech, and I'm wearing a cape. I don't care. It can be camo. I don't. It's gonna have a cape. I'm gonna have the W sunglasses.
dude, I want games where you can do that. I want games where it's like EVE Online, where you can make your own legend, like actually be a legendary player character within the world. That'd be fucking rad.
I want MMOs with more focus on individual players rather than like. I don't care about the world building.
Yeah.
I want to have things that no other player has.
I think we've had this conversation before. Regardless, I still want it.
Yeah.
Regardless, I still want it to happen very hard.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, that's what the whole like DayZ thing was back in the day too. Was like you would hear about all these like random like weird players. You remember you ever see the one where it's a guy walking around with a lantern at night and he plays like weird tribal like fucking chanting, and he walks around with a fucking book of Moby Dick, and he puts it on the ground whenever someone's reading it, like they can't see what's happening, so he handcuffs the person and just does some more tribal chanting and then walks away and leaves them in the middle of the night with their hands cuffed behind them, and they're just like, fuck.
The closest we'll ever, or not that we'll ever get, but that we have ever gotten, dude, some of the stories you hear from EVE Online are incredible. They are better than any science fiction, like, because for all intents and purposes, it's real.
Oh yeah,
People
it's real
really
people,
did these
real
things.
money. I would watch a reality TV show like fucking hammed up super hard if it was about like EVE Online.
Well, that's the
playing
great
creating
thing is
chaos.
you wouldn't have to ham it up. All you'd have to do is every player gets like $1,000 to deck out their desk, and they can put in a chair if they want, like whatever they want. That's their battle station. Whole thing shot through webcams because that's all you need. Oh man, but yeah. What are we?
What a concept.
Fuck. Where did we start? Where did we go? Oh well, that's fine.
We're ending on a bad note, but hey, I think that's just because there's nothing else.
Wait, that's not true. Hold on.
What do you got?
That's not. Hold
What
on.
do you got? Hit me with it.
Ubisoft has acquired Brawlhalla developer Blue Mammoth Games.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for coming to another episode of Not Another Podcast. I appreciate y'all for
I'll try
showing
again.
up.
Oh! Fucking Fist of the North Star Yakuza, 37 out of 40 from Famitsu.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
The bad news is we'll never get it. Ever.
Yeah, you're right. Goodbye,
See,
Yakuza 6.
At least now it's a medium note. At least now it's a yeah.
Thanks for coming to another episode of Not Another Podcast. I'm Phil. This is Max, and there's Vet over there. Vet, shout yourself out.
Hi, I'm an animator, and I do a bunch of YouTube content. You'll be seeing a bunch of animations I do for other people after I'm done with school. Otherwise, youtube.com/user/smashingveteran. And I stream on Go to Bedcast. You all know that.
And then Twitter is at Spavedios, right?
Yeah, at Spavedios.
Yeah. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's going to be super easy because, like I've been doing with everybody else, all their stuff will be down below, except for Matt, because I don't know what he has. Mike. I meant Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has anything. That's why.
No,
I
he's
put
very
links.
secretive.
Okay. Well, in that case, well, for Austin, everything will be down below. But, yep, that's it. Not another podcast. Next episode will be in 2 months. No.
It'll be the week after this week, hopefully on the Friday of. I just, as you guys have probably heard, I'm still sniffly. Like, I don't feel super good still, but I think it's just allergies. The allergies are fucking me up right now. So hopefully it'll be not as bad in a week or so.
Things to look forward to on Hipsters on Purpose is a Senran Kagura. Is it a hype check? Or is it no, it's Weeaboo Power Hour.
Weeaboo Power Hour's first episode will finally happen.
Is it going to be an hour long?
It's gonna be pretty. I'm thinking it's gonna be at least 30 minutes. Because Weeaboo Power Hour was. Yeah, you're looking at me. You're looking at me like you're not happy about it, but it's gonna happen.
Just record all the footage because I'm not buying that game.
Well, I bought all 3 of them, so you're fine.
What?
Yeah, Shinobi, Estival, and
Oh god.
Peach Beach Splash. Because Weeaboo Power Hour is just talking about game franchises and celebrating Japanese games and shit like that.
I
so.
got a few ideas for that, and I'll run them by you. And then Fatal Bullet full complete review.
And we can finally use the animation that Blabber made for me years ago at this point.
When it will happen, I'm not too sure because again, I have to go for the true ending because I am gonna complete it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting no platinum trophy, but I am gonna get the true ending because again, the true ending is apparently where the real shit happens. So I'm gonna shoot for that. Other than that, we have one more series that we'll probably talk about off stream after this, but look forward to that as well. And that's it.
Hey! Go take a nap, everybody. We're tired.
Yawn.
Yawn.
Wait, hold on. One more. There's a rumor that the next Battlefield game will be called Battlefield 5 and will be set during World War II.
Goodbye.
God damn it.
Plants vs. Zombies.
Stop
Garden
it!
Warfare-
No!
That's it. That's how it ends.